Cái rôn nữa, cái rôn.
Mấy cái cây tre
Không.
không ao vậy.
1 2 3 rồi.
Giống vô.
Can you back and move that top, that corner?
Yeah.
Alright.
Look. I don't want to.
Alright.
I don't want to.
Alright, 3.
Last one.
2.
Cheese.
Oh, 3, 2.
And that's camera. There's a camera over there. It's one of those technical.
No, it's furry. Compliments.
Guy, I found in the background. You can write your suggestions. Any main suggestions?
Morning.
Any compliments? That's very...
Oh, good morning.
Come on. You can take the pic. Negative Nancy.
John, what are you writing?
Like your story. We're gonna go on forever. If you fall back to sleep, it's okay, but don't snore.
Huh?
You were a good tracksuit.
Đông nghi anh. Đợi chút xíu nha con. We have an hour. Yeah. We're gonna sit a whole hour. No, we only sit maybe what? 1 minute? I got you. Oh, I don't know what you're on.
So I missed last year? Hi, bye. Up.
Này là U60 hay là U50?
Rồi mấy ông sẵn sàng rồi.
U60 nha.
60.
70 nữa.
I'm on the field. I'm on the field, so you're the only one that's calling offsides.
Cười không ba.
Tay phải sau lưng, ở chân trái 90 độ, rồi nghiêng ngày qua trái, rồi nhìn lên trời, đó, cái chân chỉ thẳng nha, đưa tay phải lên cao, ép tay phải qua đầu, tay xuống.
Other people, to serve others selflessly, and bring together a sense of connectedness. Out of respect and love for one another, we bow down.
Good say, and if that's going to compromise that, then maybe we just can't help them at this time. That's totally okay.
It's probably more comfortable if you wear pants, so we'll give you.
Guys, we're about to get started soon, so if you're in the hallway, could you please come take a seat?
I think that from previewing this talk by Kayleen and Ashley, there's a lot of stuff in here that we can all learn from, even if you're way past high school like I am. As well as just for some people who are about to go into high school. I know that we have some of our younger members over here. This might apply to middle school too. So let's give it up for Kayleen and Ashley.
Music, music.
I hope you enjoyed the last TED Talk, and our TED Talk today will be about how to survive high school.
Our speakers for today. And so first up, we have the biggest baby bear in our family. He wrestles. I think he plays some other sports, but I'm not really sure. But he'll tell us all about it in his talk in a couple minutes. So give it up for Mason!
Hi guys, Andrew. Okay, so everyone stand behind a mat, and then I know some people who have not bowed plus before, so I'll just quickly demonstrate how to do it along with the breathing techniques, and then we'll get started. So we have very nice music too. So first, for bowing, you want to stand like this behind your mat, and so your mat should be in front of your feet. And the first thing you do is you want to put your palms together like this. It's really important that they don't like come apart while you're bowing. So if you need to, you can like interlock your thumbs like this, so it doesn't come apart. So first, we're gonna inhale and just stay here, and we're gonna exhale. We're gonna exhale. We're gonna bring our palms up like this. We're also gonna look to the ceiling and bend our back just a little bit, just a little arch, and then we're gonna come back. Inhale, and now what we do is our hands are gonna touch the floor first, and then our knees should drop right behind our hands. So we'll be like this, and your feet, as you see, your toes should be like on the floor. If you look to the side, then this is another angle that you can see. So yeah. And then inhale. Yeah, okay. And then we exhale. So now we reach all the way out with our hands, and we turn our palms. So that now our palms facing the ceiling. Your head should be pretty low, touching the floor. And if you look at the side, you can see that your toes should not be like touching the floor anymore. The whole bottom of your foot should be towards the ceiling. The bottom of your foot should be like facing the ceiling. And the top of your foot is like on the ground. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, and now what we do is we're gonna inhale and come back. However, like this. Just make sure that your hands are in front of your knees, and the top of your foot is still touching the ground. So make sure the top of your foot is still touching the ground. And now we're gonna go back to where our toes are only touching the ground. And then we're gonna sort of just rock back. So now we're like in an 80 squat. Our whole sole is on the ground, if you can do that. Your palms now should still be together. And then we're going to exhale all the way back to the top like this. Make sure you're facing the ceiling and arching your back. So just do it one more time really quickly. So inhale and exhale. Inhale. Squat down and exhale. Okay, so it seems like we all have it now. I got it, Tim. I got it. Okay. So, we're gonna have Joanne counting for us. We're gonna do a set of 25, and we're gonna dedicate these bows to our family members. So make sure to think of them while you're bowing. Just relax and breathe deeply. Just keep going. Yeah. It's our favorite Kung Fu Panda song, guys. I love Kung Fu Panda.
Introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is going to be Joanne. Joanne has a lot of really, really great pieces of advice. She has a lot of amazing stories, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say. So give it up for Joanne.
It's supposed to be blocked. Hi, my name is Joanne, and for those who don't know me, outside of CSS, just like Mason, I also do sports. I've been playing soccer.
All right, thank you so much, Angie, for that amazing TED Talk about habits. A lot of the talks that we've had so far, for those of you guys who are a little bit like don't really know this about our particular program, for the past maybe like 6 months or so, about half of the people that have given talks so far have a class with me on Sundays, where we would talk about these kinds of things, talking about things like habits, talking about things like mentorship, leadership, public speaking skills, things that are not necessarily taught in class because I don't live in North Virginia as frequently anymore, so this is stuff that's kind of like virtual. But if anyone is interested in that kind of thing, if you like a lot of the talks that we're doing, you guys can reach out to me or to Kenny, and then we'll talk more about if there's enough interest, we can like go back to doing that kind of seminar style. But now we have our second part of our habit talk by Annie. So let's give it up for Annie.
Okay guys, so we're going to take a quick break to get water, and it'll be 3 minutes. So please be here in 3 minutes for our next TED Talks.
Alrighty, so
Guys, we're about to get started soon, so if you're in the hallway, could you please come take a seat?
So, without further ado, here is Angie.
Hi guys, my name is Angie, and I'll be talking about how to habit.
I'm not sure what I just witnessed, but one thing I would say, right, is that great job, Annie. I learned a lot from your talk. I learned also from Angie how to be a K-pop star. I also learned that I think that Ben loves you very much. All right. So last but not least, we have our final talk for today. I have to be honest, when I saw this talk, I got to preview all of them. I was very impressed. I was very intrigued with the topic of this talk. So without further ado, let's invite Isabel.
So if you haven't met me or you haven't talked to me, hi, come talk to me because I'm lovely and I need friends. My name is Isabel. I'm a rising junior, and this is my talk with Dot. I really wanted to focus on a topic that I feel like focuses more on really bringing out the common sense. Because we have common sense, but sometimes like other things in our life hide the common sense, and you're like, oh, it's common sense. We're gonna ignore it because I'm gonna go play video games. We're gonna go do
and that way, whatever we learn today and tomorrow isn't just, for the day and that's when we forget it all. Okay? So first of all, I had a really good question by someone earlier. I think Grace asked, what is the 6 hands and eyes Dharma? So how many of you guys have seen the statue of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva with the 1,000 hands? It's like fanning out. Everyone seen that statue? Okay. So that statue represents and symbolizes something very, very deep and profound, which is this figure, otherwise known as a Bodhisattva. We can talk about that later. But the point is that there's this person, this figure, who has 1,000 hands, and each one of those hands has an eye inside of it. The whole idea is that you have a hand that's willing to help, stick out and help out with someone, but also an eye to kind of lead you in that direction. How can you know how to help someone or where to go, even if you want to help someone you can't see? So this breaks down into the 6 hands and eyes. There are 6 main ones. So we have the hands. Hands represent behaviors, things that you can act upon. The act of reaching out to, like, pick up Tim when he falls down or something. This idea is physically manifested in your daily life. So whenever you go to school and you see someone who's in need of help, you can reach out and touch their heart and help them. For those of you guys who are in my class or have been with me for a long time, this is related to the idea of yaped, which translated into English is engaging with the world, right? You are this open person who is able to encompass everyone and bring them in and help them. And then within cultivation, this is your hand posture. So we'll focus on that a little bit later. Your eyes, this represents wisdom, like I mentioned before, the ability to see in order to act accordingly. Just because you notice that someone is in need of help doesn't mean that you necessarily know how to help them. Wisdom is going to help you do it in the right way. A lot of times we see, maybe you guys have experienced this, or maybe you've done it yourself, where you have someone who does something wrong to you, and your first reaction is to correct them. And sometimes you correct them in a way that's very, very harsh, or maybe in a way that's not so nice. Or maybe you just need to give them time, but you go ahead and do it anyway. That's not a very wise thing to do. So the eyes are going to allow us to do that in a better way, in a way that's more sensitive to them. And this is related to Switbo, which is your self-cultivation. The idea that when we meditate, we are able to sit down and allow our thoughts and everything to settle, our emotions to settle, so we do things with a clearer mind. And this is represented by the seed syllable, which is what we had in front of you. CSS culture, this is something that I had included from past years, but this is something I think is really important to share with you all. We don't have to necessarily go into it.
The funds are good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you as always. Always. Yes. Appreciate you.
Good job. Well done.
thôi, cần chút xíu cải nó không thăng bằng lắm.
Go back, roll. Stop being too greedy. Set it, roll.
I'm going back right here, bro.
Hi everyone, you guys take a seat and then we'll start this
The skate program, the tiger parents of the 21st Century Studio would like to present a Broadway production of the amazing story of Kuromi and Hello Kitty.
Searching for anyone or anything nearby to help get the cat with nothing on it. A big boy cat, and with all his strength, climbs up the tree like a champion and reaches for the cat. As he is helping the cat down, a neighbor, who happens to be a very famous...
It would make me happy, but it turns out nothing good happened, and my parents are gonna blame it on me.
So, the witch prepared to do something she had never done ever before. After some careful consideration, she waved her wand. Magically, the house and the car were perfect, just as they had never been damaged ever before. But Annie remembered, and from that day on, Annie realized that even
Why are you doing this? No, you gave me consent, you know? No, I didn't.
Let's go.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the closing ceremony for our 2023 CSS camp.